Madonna arrived in Japan and took the land of the rising sun by storm, in every sense of the word.
I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing, but I can't leave you sitting here in the rain.
Despite a torrential downpour, Madonna went on with the show, premiering her new look and performing her sultry steps in titillating theatrics. In a country where women have long held on to traditional submissive roles, Madonna's gender-bending theme turned Japan on its head.
Check it!
Yeah. Hello. Can we have towels? Step on after we go.
Yes.
What you got up there?
Yes.
Get towels to top of all the stairways and things like that.
I'm always risking my life. Did you ever notice that? Did you ever notice that?
Go stand on that thing there. Put some towels out across there for people to walk. Okay, we got about 3 minutes. Can we get this light out of here?
Can we get a couple of towels?
Can we get the light out? It's distracting the audience.
Here's the way to.
How's that stage? Nice and dry? They're up this weekend.
They can do it. It'd be hard for it. A lot of questions, if you want them to, you say go come. You want them to, like I said. There's always one.
Are you excited when they put the top of the show?
Okay.
Alec, I thought you guys were going home. Motherfucking liar. I almost fell for that. What? This motherfucker.
Please clear the area. Thank you. Sorry, it's very dangerous here once house lights go out. People can lose limbs. Please clear the area. Please.
She certainly is spirited. She certainly has her own personality and her own unique way of doing things her way. She's more than just a musician, a singer, an entertainer, an artist, a dancer. She's kind of a rebel. So before we say goodnight tonight, here is another look at Madonna, the Palace, and some of her fans. It's an interesting kind of a mix here.
she's not afraid to just be herself, and, you know, what comes of it, comes of it.
I'm really excited. I'd like to see the same act, because it was supposed to be revealing.
I think your outfits are great. This looks really good. Definitely. That's all there is to it. Change, do whatever you want, and that's what she does. I've been waiting like years for this. That was good.
Yeah. Warren Beatty thinks so. She's unusual, I'll tell you that. Well, what is it now? Minute 31 to go. Pistons lost tonight. Seventh game's going to be at Palace about 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Hope to see you there. Have a pleasant weekend. Good night, everybody. Good night, Diana.
Good night, Bill. Good night, everyone. Thank you for looking in.
Good night, Madonna.
Well, L.A. police arrested 14 people for ticket scalping at the scene of tonight's Madonna concert. One scalper was asking $200 a seat. Francesca Capucci is at the L.A. Sports Arena right now with an exclusive look behind the scenes of tonight's opening show. How'd it go, kiddo?
Went great, Ann. Thank you very much. Madonna served up hit after hit, many with interesting surprises, but consistently all of her songs were delivered with a lot of emotion and brassiness. Open your heart to me, baby. I hold the lock and you hold the key. Open your heart to me, darling. Tonight, Madonna left them breathless at the Sports Arena. Over 16,000 witnessed her opening night performance as the Blond Ambition Tour rolled into town. This is her first tour in over 2.5 years, and there was no shortage of Madonna wannabes, as everyone wants to be like the Pied Piper of pop. Madonna specializes in big productions, and this tour is no exception, as her brother told me.
We're good friends, you know, and that makes it work.
What is the best part about working on a show like this?
The first 5 minutes of the show, you know, when she comes up and everyone sees her, and you feel the electricity in the house.
It's really a challenge to do a show like this because it's constantly moving and changing sets and costumes, and it's just a lot of fun. It's like doing a Broadway musical. Don't want to go home too fast. Don't want to let the system get me down.
Are you having fun?
Yes, I am. A lot of fun. I'm nervous for tonight. I'm sure Madonna's nervous too, but it's going to be fun.
Well, it's 1 down, 4 more to go. The show, I must say, was very original, much like a Broadway production. Reported live from the Sports Arena, back to you.
Well, I got to tell you something.
Frankie.
Francesca, you deserve combat pay. Every time she does a remote from a show like that, she's got screaming people behind her.
That's right.
And it's not easy to do.
Maybe I just don't get out often enough. This is the first person I've seen wearing the microphone right there on the cheek, like that. I guess it was a remote mic. Did you see that? She had her microphone wired right here.
Maybe we both don't get out often enough.
Is there right now? You having fun, Robin?
I'm having great fun, but I'll tell you, the folks inside who are listening to Madonna right now are having even more fun. They have been in a virtual frenzy all night, and there is no question, at least to the folks inside the Coliseum right now, that Madonna is the superstar of the moment. This is the first of 8 sellout shows that Madonna will be performing in the New York area over the next 2 weeks. And like everything else that Madonna does, this tour is high on shock value, so much so, in fact, that when she recently performed in Toronto, some city officials there wanted it banned. They thought the concert was so risque. Nothing like that happened tonight, though, as Madonna made her grand entrance on stage just about an hour or so ago. Here's how it looked.
I just want to know one thing, New York. Do you believe in love? Because I got something to say about it, and it goes something like this. Don't support them, you best baby. Put your love to the test.
Welcome to the Blond Ambition Tour. Madonna describes it as a cross between cabaret and Fredericks of Hollywood. It's certainly her sassiest and most controversial tour yet. And while critics may find Madonna's sexual boldness offensive, she knows outrageousness and shock sells, and her fans eat it up.
She doesn't stay with like an old image, you know, because she knows to be on top. You always have to find something new, something that will shock people.
When you think you knew her best, she comes up with something else that shocks the people, and the people are more interested in her, and they want to know more about her. That's why she's become more famous because of that.
And Madonna is nothing if not a brilliant marketer of her own image, so it's no surprise that this tour is timed to coincide with the opening of Dick Tracy, Madonna's first big-budget film. If it's a hit, this could be the summer of Madonna. Her spin-off album from the movie I'm Breathless has already charted the #1 hit Vogue. And it seems Madonna's fans span all age groups, from adolescent wannabes to grandparents.
I think she's wonderful. I think her moves are excellent. Her voice, everything she does. I love the way she dresses.
She can be sexy. She doesn't, you know, she has her own sex appeal to herself. She's the Marilyn of the 90s.
And believe it or not, this sex goddess of the 90s does have to work at being sexy. Madonna's personal trainer is traveling on tour with her, and he tells me she works out 2 to 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what does it take to have a body like Madonna? That's the million-dollar question.
Well, a lot of discipline, you know, that's what it is. You got to be structured, a good genetic makeup, and a commitment to achieve what she looks like, you know.
So there you have the recipe on how to look like Madonna. Reporting live from the Nassau Coliseum, I'm Robin Carter. Now back to John in the studio.
All right, thanks, Robin. Still ahead, Alan Casper.
It's been quite a show. In fact, more than a concert. It's been like a Broadway musical, complete with set design changes as well as costume changes. People are coming out right now. The concert has just ended. She performed for more than 2 hours. In fact, Madonna has been doing quite a bit of work. She's working hard for the money on this 1990 World Tour and what's being called Blonde Ambition.
I just want to know one thing, New York. Do you believe in love? Because I got something to say about it, and it goes something like this.
Madonna, the supernova of the rock world, descended on Long Island at the Nassau Coliseum in Vogue, pleasing the crowd with every note she sang. Every dance step, every move she made delighted the sellout crowd. Equally delightful were the brisk sales of Madonna souvenir. Vendors made a lot of money this opening night as Madonna mania swept frenzied fans. Why is Madonna so special?
Because she is just Vogue, baby. She has everything a pop singer could want. She's got the style, she's got the talent, and she can produce for everyone, and everyone loves her. She's the great. Isn't she the best? Yeah!
This Madonna fan claims he paid $300 to have Madonna's good face emblazoned on his jacket. Why do you love her so much?
Because
you love her so much?
She's hot.
Madonna has not been without controversy. Her provocative style of dress has often been criticized, but no critics could be found at this concert. All right, there you see Madonna, the superstar, performing here. This is the first in a series of sellout audiences and shows that will be conducted here in the New York area. She'll be here in Long Island until Wednesday, then move on to Philadelphia, and then return to the Meadowlands starting next week. Hopefully I'll be right there to catch another glimpse of Madonna. Rollin?
I take it you're a fan.
Yeah, I am a fan. I've seen her perform, and believe me, she performs her heart out. Being a singer myself, I like to see people perform, and she wastes no time doing it. I tell you, she really puts out a lot of energy.
Is it true what that young man said? She's Vogue, baby? Vogue?
She's very Vogue. She ended that, as a matter of fact. And, you know, she also has a song that's called Living in a Material World. Well, since Madonna has burst onto the scene, she has grossed more than $90 million.
That's Vogue.
That's Vogue.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Stage act has her in hot water, but police say it's nothing but hot air.
Certainly there must be some kind of misunderstanding.
Has Blonde Ambition gone too far? Madonna's in a tiff with Toronto police. Madonna caused some trouble the other night when she played Toronto. She says the police in Toronto tried to shut her down because her act is too sexy. Now, that's shocking. Problem is, the Toronto police are shocked at what Madonna is claiming. So what gives here? Our Marino Boyle finds out if the big scandal is just a case of blonde ambition.
She lures them in London. She's a rascal in Rome. And she gets them jumping in Japan. But in Toronto, Madonna can't get arrested.
I just want to know one thing, Toronto!
Sure, there are plenty of Madonna fans up in the Great White North, but Toronto police aren't among them, thanks to the folks working the Madonna publicity mill. Madonna says her show was considered too sexy and shocking for the Toronto fans, but she forgot where she was playing. That's right, here at the Sky Dome, home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Just a week ago, we told you about this baseball stadium where fans have more to cheer about than home runs.
What they didn't count on was it becoming a major league arena for exhibitionists.
Guests at the built-in hotel have been indulging in bedroom hanky-panky, not realizing the crowd can see their every move.
Just beautiful. Whoa, yeah!
So it was only appropriate that the new Madonna sex scandal should unfold at the place they call the Sex Dome. According to Warner Brothers, Madonna's dirty dancing and outrageous outfits were just too raunchy, and they say vice cops tried to make her tone it down. According to the record company people, Madonna was so upset, she rewrote this opening line.
Do you believe in love?
And changed it to, do you believe in freedom of expression? But police tell a different story. They say the whole incident was just a publicity stunt, cooked up by Madonna's hype machine. Cops say they did check out her act after someone complained, but gave Madonna the thumbs up. And what did the fans have to say?
Just beautiful. Whoa, yeah!
With us now in Toronto is Staff Sergeant Mike Sale, who is with the Toronto Metropolitan Police Force. Staff Sergeant Sale, from what the police version is of the incident the other night and Warner Brothers Records incident, in terms of their version, there were two different happenings. They claim, the record company does, that you attempted to arrest Madonna with a complaint and a morality squad at her concert.
Yes, that's what the complaint is. At least that's what the claim is. In fact, our Morality Bureau was never involved. We did receive a complaint, and that was received by one of our local downtown police stations, and plainclothes officers from that station attended the Sky Dome, and what they did there is what led to the news release by Warner Brothers.
But was there ever an attempt to arrest Madonna?
No, I've spoken to the officers involved in the matter. There never was an attempt to arrest her. In fact, they had received one complaint. They went down to the Sky Dome to view the performance, and in doing that, they decided to take along a local attorney, a Crown attorney, to assist them in assessing the performance and to decide on whether any action should be taken. When they arrived down at the Sky Dome, they thought it might be prudent to notify the artist that, in fact, there had been a complaint, and the complaint had prompted them to attend that night's performance to see exactly what the content of the performance was and to see if, in fact, it managed to breach any of our local laws.
And it did not?
No, it didn't, as a matter of fact.
What exactly was the complaint?
Well, the complaint came from an individual, a parent, I believe, who felt that the performance contained elements that were obscene or immoral.
Was there ever a moment during the concert when your officers and your Crown attorney almost thought that it might have been enough to serve a complaint?
There never was an attempt to take Madonna from the stage or to spoil that evening for the thousands of people who went down to see her.
All right. I thank you very much. No, you have a terrific city, believe me, and those of us south of the border know that. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Staff Sergeant Mike Sale from the Metro Toronto Police Force.
5:30 to 9 for your chance to win a Wet Tune Shower Radio Cassette Player from A Current Affair at FM 106.5 WYRK.
I got something to say
Her three-night Toronto stint at Skydome last night, Madonna's Blond Ambition World Tour is provocative, sprinkled with suggestive sexual shenanigans, and as glitzy as a Broadway show. The elaborate pop spectacle is the rock world's biggest extravaganza this summer, complete with 7 male backup dancers, 2 backup singers, and a stage that works hydraulic wonders. I spent some time talking with fans and taking in some of the action before the concert.
Tour books here! Who needs a Madonna tour book?
Madonna merchandise was moving very quickly outside the Dome, despite prices of $25 for the color program, $10 for the bareback poster, and up to $25 for T-shirts. A film crew making a Madonna documentary strolled the site taking shots, and though there were far fewer Madonna wannabes at this show than at her last concert, there were still a fair number of young ladies who dressed up for the occasion.
We got great seats, 10th row, so it'll be a great show.
As well as a few young boys who had been practicing the art of voguing. Madonna attracts fans of all ages, from the very young to a much older crowd. And there were many parents who brought along their kids.
Yep.
I also met some teachers having a night out on the town.
Yeah. See, Madonna is very special to us. Ever since we were in university, she's been a part of our party life, so we have to see her. She's great. We love her.
As well as some fans who came all the way from Cleveland.
We were staying at outside the Four Seasons Hotel today trying to see her for several hours, but unfortunately couldn't get a glimpse of her, so we're really looking forward to seeing her.
Despite throat problems, Madonna was in fine form. She was checked out by a doctor just hours before the concert, and her first number, Express Yourself, was a stunner. This is the 6th stop on her North American leg of the tour. Her glitzy show is unlike any other rock show touring today. Madonna herself said she wanted to break all the rules and combine fashion, Broadway, rock, and performance art to create a fast-paced and tightly choreographed show. Madonna went through 12 costume changes during the 105-minute concert, and she'll do it all over again tonight and tomorrow night at Skydome. Great show.
Too blonde or too ambitious. And when you're Madonna, you can never be too controversial. She's the most talked about, most written about, most provocative performer of the year. And she's coming exclusively to HBO for one night only, live on the French Riviera. She's lovely and naughty and pushing the limits of blonde to give you a show you'll never forget. Brace yourself as HBO brings you the last night of Madonna live, Blond Ambition World Tour 90. Sunday, August 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. One time only on HBO.
Madonna arrived in Japan and took the land of the rising sun by storm, in every sense of the word.
I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. But I can't leave you sitting here in the rain.
Despite a torrential downpour, Madonna went on with the show, premiering her new look and performing her sultry steps in titillating theatrics. In a country where women have long held on to traditional submissive roles, Madonna's gender-bending theme turned Japan on its head. Next stop, the US of A, where although plagued with a chronic bout of laryngitis, Madonna continued to whip her fans into a frenzy with her fancy footwork.
She's a great singer, a great dancer.
Madonna, we love you!
The tour stretched from coast to coast and then wound its way to Europe, where fans welcomed her warmly upon every arrival.
I came all the way from Amsterdam just to see this concert.
The Parisians thought her show was
very sexy.
The Romans felt she was
Fantastica.
And the British said she was
brilliant.
And everywhere Madonna went, her fans were sure to go. And they put on a veritable fashion show of Madonna's different looks.
Well, we're trying to look like her.
It's estimated that over 2 million people around the world will have seen Madonna live this year when the Blond Ambition show makes its last stop in Nice, the pleasure seeker's paradise. And those seeking pleasure will certainly find it right here. Because after a tour that spanned 3 continents, 10 countries, and 27 cities, it's all going to come together for tonight's grand finale.
I can't wait. It's going to be great to see Madonna.
Tonight is the climax of the performance event that's been called light years beyond what Madonna has previously attempted. Amazing for its breadth of controversy, unparalleled in the pop universe. The New York Times is so impressed they've said the Met should take lessons from Madonna in staging. Well, Madonna herself has said that her non-stop 2-hour performances of singing, acting, dancing, and costume changes have taken an awful lot out of her, and she'll never put on a tour like this one again, leaving us to wonder, could this be it? Are we about to see her last huge-scale concert production? Well, she's known as a perfectionist and the last word in everything she produces, and Madonna approached the Blond Ambition World Tour with her own distinctive style, right down to the finest detail. The show is a reflection of Madonna's vision and sense of humor. So what does it take to put on the most theatrically complex stage show in rock and roll history? Well, about 100,000 tons of equipment, 500,000 watts of lights, 3 working days to assemble the over 20-ton outdoor stage, and a grand total of 125 very hard-working production people.
It's very theater, it's very stage, it's cabaret.
When Madonna decided to bring this show on the road, she called upon some of the best brains in the business to develop this innovative production, a production that rivals those appearing on Broadway.
Working with Madonna is sort of like hanging out with a best friend and coming up with like fun ideas. We'd complete a number and we'd step back and look at it. We go, oh my God, we're going to be a little flipped out over this.
Madonna and her artistic director brother Christopher Ciccone worked in tandem to emphasize the visual presentation of her songs.
She gave me a tentative song list, and we worked up some ideas, some basic set designs, and basic ideas for each song.
The show is comprised of 18 songs, of which everyone has their favorites.
To perform, probably like a prayer.
My favorite, Vogue and Keep It Together.
I'll have a ball playing, like the opening of the show, you know, and also like a prayer. But pretty much, overall, it's a great show, so, you know, it cruises, you know.
To cope with the headache of creating more than 60 garments for the Blonde with Ambition, cutting-edge designer Jean-Paul Gaultier's studio popped a record number of 350 aspirins to complete the job. Madonna wears 3 different corsets and changes at least 8 times during each performance. And she handles those changes with the greatest of ease, thanks to an extremely advanced fitness training program designed especially for her.
What I set for her is a situation where we get aerobic benefits. So we spend a lot of time running, cycling, and at times swimming.
In order to maintain that lean, muscled tone, Madonna travels with her own personal chef who closely supervises her daily diet.
She's what I call a performance vegetarian. So she's got to have like great carbohydrates to burn. She's got to have great complete protein so she can continue to build muscle and not burn her muscle off.
And to make a rock show complete, Madonna is watched over by a rock and roll god. No sightings yet, but even without Elvis, the show's guaranteed to be a success due to the total dedication of the blonde one herself.
She works harder than anyone else, so that when you think you've worked too hard, she ends up, you know, she's the one who's putting in all the time. So you end up just trying to keep up with her workload.
Well, the results of that hard work and talent will be seen by all of us in just a few minutes. Tonight is the only American television broadcast of Madonna's Blonde Ambition performance. And I can't think of a better spot to hold this concert than here at the Stade de l'Ouest on the French Riviera. 40,000 fans are waiting to catch a glimpse of the most watched, talked about, written about, argued about, and imitated woman of the past decade. And the intense interest in every facet of her life shows no signs of letting up. At every stop along the tour, the press has hounded her. The paparazzi has played a game of cat and mouse with her, and seemingly reasonable adults have gotten caught up in Madonna mania. Someone told me that each day in Paris, outside the Ritz Hotel, hundreds of fans lined up ready to jog alongside Madonna as the blonde Pied Piper began her early morning running regimen.
her.
Her looks, her loves, her career, her causes, all topics of almost obsessive interest to her public, all covered in the smallest details. But every time you think you have a handle on Madonna, she's sure to change. We followed her controversial life and career from her New York club beginning to her unprecedented string of hit albums and singles. To her daring Broadway debut in Speed the Plow.
I know that you're frightened. I know what you are, you see, that's what I'm telling you.
I'm frightened?
I know that you are.
And this year and this tour have placed Madonna smack in the middle of another controversy regarding freedom of artistic expression.
Treat me like I'm a bad girl, even when I'm being good to you. I don't want you to thank me, you can just spank me.
You know, Madonna, she likes to shock people. Is that what it is?
Sort of, yeah.
And sort of. And what's that other element?
I guess I like to have fun.
Perhaps the only thing that isn't subject to Madonna's biting sense of humor is her profound commitment to AIDS research.
You know, the money from the show is going to AMFAR, which is American Foundation for AIDS Research. For the past 2 years, AMFAR has increased the availability of drug trials at the community level from 5,000 to hundreds of thousands of people. I believe, and I hope you do too, that we can defeat AIDS. We can do it if we do it together.
And for all the speculation as to what she's really like, Madonna says simply she's pro-life, pro-equality, and pro-humanity. Well, in just a few minutes, we'll be able to see for ourselves what all this excitement is about when Madonna and her 16 singers, dancers, and musicians appear one time only live on stage for HBO viewers only from the French Riviera. You know, it seems appropriate that the start of a new decade also marks a pivotal year in Madonna's career, simultaneously at the top of the record charts, heating up the summer's hottest movie, selling out stadiums around the world, and starring in this, the HBO TV event of the year. It seems Madonna is destined to leave us breathless in the 90s, too.
She's the Betty Grable, Marilyn Monroe, and Jane Russell of the 90s.
Madonna started off the new decade with a bang as fans got a glimpse of Vogue. Revitalizing an urban underground dance craze, Vogue blended high fashion, attitude, provocative choreography, and Hollywood glamour. With Vogue, the most successful single so far this year, Madonna released I'm Breathless, featuring music from and inspired by the film Dick Tracy, and co-starred with Warren Beatty in the comic book Caper.
I chose to do Dick Tracy because it was a great script, and I loved the character of Breathless Mahoney, and I really wanted to work with Warren Beatty, and no one else could play her part but me.
You know, it's legal for me to take you down to the station and sweat it out of you under the lights.
I sweat a lot better in the dark. I know how you feel. You don't know if you want to hit me or kiss me. I get a lot of that.
Look, you're safe. Big boy's in jail. You're the one that can keep him there. Give me a call.
Following her latest Hollywood success, Madonna's next project will be the starring role in the film adaptation of the Tony Award-winning musical Evita. And with Madonna's singing and acting career passing the test of time in the 80s, it looks like she'll be expressing herself for many years to come. In just a few seconds, the fans here in Nice and HBO viewers across America who've tuned in for this special one-time-only performance event will be dazzled by the woman who claims you can never be too blonde or too ambitious. 18 HBO cameras are set up to capture every moment of the show. And in many areas, you'll be able to listen to every note of the show in Dolby Surround and enjoy an FM simulcast. At this moment, backstage, 125 production people are putting finishing touches on the lighting, the makeup, and the wardrobe. Her singers, dancers, and musicians are warming up, and Madonna herself is prepared to take the stage for one final turn as the star of the Blond Ambition World Tour 90. I hope you're as thrilled as I am to be a part of this music history-making event. And if you're ready, let's do it. Sit back and relax, or strike a pose and let's get to it. Enjoy Madonna live on the French Riviera.